More and more Republicans are coming out and endorsing Liz Cheney's independent campaign for president. She had just received Larry Hogan's endorsement a few days ago, and now many Republicans, instead of endorsing Mike Pence or Donald Trump in the Republican primary, they are coming out and endorsing an independent for president, Liz Cheney, who of course was a Republican just a few months ago. Some of these endorsements that are now coming out are Charlie Baker, the former governor of Massachusetts, Chris Sununu, the governor of New Hampshire, Phil Scott, the governor of Vermont, and Peter Maynard, who was a former representative from Michigan. It is January 6th, 2024, and in Wilmington, Delaware, Joe Biden has made a very widely watched live speech 3 years after the January 6th riot in Washington. He is saying that we need to remember who the enemy is and who is the threat to democracy. He is talking about Donald Trump here. He says that Democrats need to unite behind him and to beat Donald Trump in November. It is January 20th, 2024, and Mike Pence has made a final push in the Iowa caucus. This caucus will come up on February 1st, so in a few days the Iowa caucus will take place. He is making a strong final push in the state of Iowa, while Donald Trump is more sitting back and relaxing. It is January 22nd, and a last-minute GOP debate has taken place in Des Moines, Iowa. The four Republican candidates in the race, here we'll get to it actually. The people who were at the Iowa debate, who were the debaters, were Donald Trump, Mike Pence, Brian Kemp, and Francis Suarez. All candidates qualified for the debate. Remember, these are the only 4 candidates left in the Republican primary, with Larry Hogan and Asa Hutchinson out of the race. It is January 25th, 2024, and post-debate Iowa polling has come out, and it shows Trump with a heavy lead over Pence, Suarez, and Kemp. Trump leads with 63% of the vote. Mike Pence has 28%. Brian Kemp has 6%, and Francis Suarez has 3%. Again, this is the GOP primary. It is February 1st, 2024, and Iowa votes in the GOP and Democratic caucuses in the state of Iowa. This is a picture from Des Moines, Iowa. And voting is taking place in the Iowa caucuses are taking place in Iowa. And Joe Biden has been declared the winner in the Iowa caucus. He has won with a heavy 86%. Nina Turner outperformed what she was expected to win with 11%, and Denver Lever also outperformed what he was expected to win. He has won 3%. Joe Biden has been declared the winner in the Democratic Iowa caucus. And the GOP caucus in Iowa is too close to call at this point in time. We will need to have more caucus votes coming in before we can declare a winner. It is February 2nd, and Trump has been declared the winner in the Iowa caucus. Mike Pence outperformed big time by about 11% than he was expected to in polls. Brian Kemp also outperformed, and Trump has won only 52% of the vote. However, he has still won this caucus. Mike Pence has won 39%. Great showing for Mike Pence, only 13% behind Donald Trump. Francis Suarez has come in last place with 2%, and Brian Kemp has won third place with 7%. So great day for the Pence campaign, terrible day for the Trump campaign. And Trump has given a victory speech in the state of Iowa. This is February 2nd, one day later. And it is February 3rd, and Mike Pence has says that he is staying in the presidential race. He has actually gained support after Iowa, even though he lost because of his performance there, because of his great performance, and he will stay in the race, he says. It is February 4th, and insiders say that Francis Suarez is planning to drop out of the presidential race. However, this is not official. This comes out of Miami, Florida, where he is mayor. And also, Brian Kemp is campaigning hard in New Hampshire. He is opening many campaign offices, running a very good campaign in the state of Iowa, giving many stump speeches, and printing many signs. We're seeing a lot of Kemp signs in the state of New Hampshire, and he is expected to do well in the state of New Hampshire in the New Hampshire primary. It is February 5th, and the GOP holds a debate for the New Hampshire primary in New Hampshire. This comes out of Concord, New Hampshire. All candidates were present at this debate. Trump, Pence, Kemp, and Saras all qualified for this debate. They were all present at the debate. And post-debate New Hampshire polls have been released. Again, this is just New Hampshire. Trump is expected to win this race by a heavy margin with 62% of the vote. Mike Pence is expected to win 30%. Brian Kemp is expected to win 5%, less than most people were expecting, and Francis Saras is expected to carry 3% of the vote. And it is primary day in the state of New Hampshire. It's February 9th, 2024, and this is voting in Manchester, New Hampshire. New Hampshire primary does take place right now. And Trump has been declared the winner in New Hampshire by a heavy margin. He outperformed, and Saras, Kemp, and Pence all underperformed. Trump has won 66% of the vote here to Pence's 29%, Kemp's 3%, and Saras is 2%. Again, this February 9th. And Joe Biden has been declared the winner in the New Hampshire primary. At this point, Turner and Leverett have no shot at winning. They won a combined 5%. Biden won 95%. And we have breaking news. It is February 10th, one day after the New Hampshire primary, and in Atlanta, Georgia, Brian Kemp has dropped out of the presidential primary, and he has endorsed Mike Pence. Sorry, of the breaking news headline says Kemp drops out, endorses Kemp. Kemp has dropped out and endorsed Pence. You can see them together giving a speech in Atlanta, Georgia. Mike Pence obviously welcomes this endorsement with open arms, and it will be a pretty huge boost to his campaign, saying that Kemp was polling around 5, 6, even 7% nationwide. It is February 20th, 2024, and the South Carolina primary takes place. All right, so this is Trump is expected to win this race heavily. However, this primary could be very good news for the Saras campaign and could save him, as he also had a terrible showing in New Hampshire because this is a southern state. Of course, Saras comes from another southern state of Florida. And as expected, Trump has been declared the winner in South Carolina with a heavy 56%. Saras, for the first time in this primary, has actually come in second with 24%. Mike Pence has won 20%. But still, even with Pence and Saras' vote combined, it would not have beaten Trump. And Joe Biden has been declared the winner in South Carolina with 93%. Turner has won 7%, and Leverett has won 0%. And it is February 23rd, 2024, and in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Nevada caucus is taking place. People are caucusing all over the state of Nevada at this point. And Trump has been declared the winner in Nevada, and for the second time in a row, Francis Saras has claimed second place. This is great news for the Saras campaign, and he has been saved. So Trump won 47%, not even a majority. That is also first for this primary. Saras has won 28%, and Pence has won 25%. And this time, with Saras' and Pence's combined vote, it would have beaten Trump. However, Trump has won with the plurality. Biden has also been declared the winner in the state of Nevada, obviously. It is February 25th, and Trump and Biden lead their primaries. This is nationwide. Both of them are heavily expected to win this primary. Really, Pence, we have, based off of trends through this campaign, he is not expected to really come very close to beating Trump. However, Saras does now pose some kind of threat, saying that he is a new kind of Republican, a younger type of Republican. And it is March 1st, 2024, and everywhere across the nation, Super Tuesday is here. Races in many states all across the nation. This is such an important day. And let's look at this map. This is the Republican primary here. Trump has won almost all of the Super Tuesday races. Red represents Trump, and you can see Alaska, just a little bit of Alaska. Mike Pence has been declared the winner in Alaska. A good win for Pence there, but not good anywhere else. Of course, yellow means Mike Pence. And I won't go through the Democratic primary since Biden is, the presumptive winner. However, there will be one race that someone else wins. And it is March 2nd, 2024, and in Miami, Florida, after a terrible showing in Super Tuesday and losing his home state, Francis Suarez has dropped out of the Republican primary. He will no longer be a candidate. This is devastating to his supporters. However, it was expected to come after an awful showing in Super Tuesday. And it is now June 7th, 2024, and we have breaking news in the state of Indiana. Denver Leverett has won his own Indiana primary by an extremely narrow margin. However, he is extremely popular here in his home state, and he is really, he's very well known and famous in his home state, and he is able to win it. It is June 18th, 2024, and we have an updated Republican primary map, and Trump still leads this primary. Pence has won 5 races throughout the nation. Indiana is an area that should be yellow for Pence, so Pence has won Alaska, Utah, Kansas, and Maine. Every other state that has had, and Indiana, and every other state that has had a primary so far has gone to Donald Trump. Of course, Trump and Pence are the only 2 candidates left in this race. And Trump and Biden are the apparent winners in the Democratic and Republican primaries. They are heavily expected to win their primaries. It is June 30th, 2024, and by now, every state in the Republican primary has had their primary. Trump has won the rest of the GOP primaries. We see that Alaska, Utah, Kansas, Indiana, and Maine are still the only states that have gone to Mike Pence. Hawaii and Connecticut chose to stay uncommitted for their delegates. And this is the final map for the Democratic primaries. Sorry for the error in the headline. Should say Democratic primaries. Joe Biden has won 49 states. Denver Leverett has won his home state of Indiana.